Hi guys, it's SimLicy here, so welcome to another apartment renovation. So today I'm renovating this apartment, which is located in the Arts District of San Myshuno. I forget the address, but you can see it at the top left-hand side of the screen, so if you want to place it in your game, that's where it goes. And it will be uploaded to the gallery as a room, just in case some of you guys aren't familiar with how apartments work in The Sims 4. You do have to actually upload it to the gallery as a room and then place it as a room. It's a little bit weird. It's kind of strange, but either way, it'll be on the gallery. The link will be in the description. And for this apartment, I want to do something a little bit different. So you will notice I am starting off with a floor plan. That's because I decided to stick with the original floor plan that the apartment comes with. I do make a few changes with like the doors, wallpapers, flooring, and then I also switch up the entryway by adding this closet and then turning that bathroom into an ensuite. And then I made the hallway bathroom like the family bathroom for the kids or for guests to use, that type of thing. And then also I wanted the interior to be very clean, very modern, kind of different to what I normally do. I've done a few modern builds and modern interiors, but not very often, and I'm not that comfortable with it, so I definitely like to do it every once in a while just to see what I can come up with. And I really like this apartment. I think, of course, it suits a modern interior really nicely because of these windows. This whole wall to the left of the screen has like floor-to-ceiling windows, and they are so beautiful. I tried to not cover them up too much with curtains, but I felt like the curtains kind of added a little bit like more furniture without adding like clutter and extra items that weren't necessary, because I really wanted this interior to be quite clean and tidy. So I tried to hold off on adding too many things in here. There's still, of course, like a few clutter items because I just can't really help myself. So there's a few things on the coffee table, but not nearly as many things as I would normally add in like a very cozy, lived-in sort of apartment. But I still really like it, and yeah, those windows are beautiful. And I've only ever done this apartment one other time, and I think that was like maybe 2 years ago. It's been a really long time, so I was definitely very overdue for doing it again. And that one was a lot more colorful, a lot more lived in and decorated, and I really did like it. And actually I did kind of make a few changes and fix it up a little bit, because the family that lives across the hall, I think they're the Jang family, if I remember their name correctly. I moved them into this apartment for my save file, and I think I've gotten a few questions about it before. But yeah, they will be living here in a very old apartment that I renovated, and I did kind of switch up a few things to suit them a little bit better. And it's really colorful, it's a lot of fun, and I think it suits them so nicely. But yeah, the one that they're living in now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I have renovated that apartment before. Maybe I will do it again before the release of my save. I'm not exactly sure. But that one I renovated, I think, very shortly after Seasons came out. And I used a lot of items from that pack anyways. And I really like it. It's a 2-bedroom, really modern interior. And I think it's very clean, tidy, kind of similar to this one, but I think maybe a little bit more cluttered, if I remember correctly. Not exactly sure. It's been a while. But I was thinking about turning the kids' bedroom that I did in that apartment into an office, and then just have like a couple live there that's really successful, maybe in like some tech careers or something. If you guys remember that apartment, let me know what you guys think. I can link it in the description or put an icon somewhere here on the screen if I remember to. Yeah, I think a couple, like a power couple, would be a really good idea for that apartment. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas of like their personalities or the types of Sims that I should have living in that apartment, definitely let me know, because I'm still kind of up in the air about what I should do there. But anyways, I have pretty much rambled through most of me placing the interior. I kind of wanted to place like the dining table, the living room, a few items in the kitchen, of course, just to make sure I could see how everything was going to look, because I feel like these large open spaces are a bit awkward. But I kind of like it. It's definitely different than what I normally do, because even when I try to do like open floor plans, usually I separate them by like archways, because I feel like, I don't know, I just like that better. But this I do like, and this painting that I put over here, I don't use this painting a whole lot, but it looked so pretty. I felt like the grays and blacks like kind of contrast the warm browns that I was using in here, so I thought that was really pretty. And this living area is nice and cozy. I went with these couches that came from Seasons, because I really like them compared to some of the other modern furniture that we have in game. There's probably other couches that I could have used that would be a lot more modern looking. I don't know. These ones I think are modern enough, and they look a lot more comfortable because I like the pillows and the details on it. But yeah, I think it's a nice little living room, and that fireplace that I used I think came from City Living, and that's really pretty. Over here by the entryway, I was going to use this coat rack, but it's not exactly the style that I wanted to go for, so I do replace it for a side table and put a few items on top of it, and I think a mirror above it. Yeah, I think that's what I do. And then I have this walk-in closet next to the front door, and I really like doing that whenever I have the room to do it, because I feel like it's so realistic to have a place to put like your coats or shoes or extra things that you may not want like laying out in the hallway. So I thought that looked really good, and it's an interactive item too, so I love that. And this statue, this is also something that I don't use a whole lot, but it's so cute, and I sized it down. I don't think I've ever sized it down before, but I really like the way it looked. And then I have these jars right here with these kind of like twigs sticking out of it that I thought looked really pretty. And then over here in the kitchen, I do add a few items on the countertops, just like some, I think I get a coffee pot in here. I was going to do like this whole espresso bar. You'll see here I placed the grinder and the espresso machine. I feel like that's always kind of like a fancy thing to add on interior. So sometimes when I do more like richer households, or like what I imagine to be a richer family, I try to include those, but I didn't feel like there was quite the space to do that. I felt like they were just a little bit too bulky and took up too much space. So I have the microwave and a coffee pot, just a regular one. And I think, yeah, I go with this one, and I think it's the most expensive coffee pot that we have in game. So I felt like that kind of worked. And then there I just placed some mail by the front door on that side table just to add a little bit of clutter, because I couldn't help myself. So I felt like just having a single piece of mail was totally okay. It's just something they have to mail next time they leave their house, or with some bills, and they just set it on their side table right when they came in the door. And so I definitely really like that. So over here is the hallway bathroom. So this is the one that the kids will share, guests will use whenever they come over. It's a pretty good sized bathroom. Oh, and this subway tile, this is a base game tile. I never use it. I kind of like it though. I feel like the tiles are a little bit too big. Do any of you guys agree they're a little bit too like bulky looking, or a little bit too large? I'm not exactly sure what it is exactly, but I've seen almost like the same tile in a CC version, and I think that one was flatter and the tiles maybe a little bit smaller if I remember correctly. But I would love to see something like that come to The Sims 4, because I really like subway tile in real life, but for whatever reason I find this one that we have in game a little bit hard to use. So I would definitely like to see something like that come to The Sims 4. But here I am moving on into the first bedroom, which is going to be the master bedroom, and I really like the way their room turns out. It's very clean, tidy. It matches the rest of the apartment really well, I think. And you may have noticed that I switched up the flooring in the bedrooms to be this carpet, and that's because I was feeling like there was way too much brown, and adding this white carpet kind of broke it up a little bit, which I thought was really nice. And usually I don't mind the same flooring throughout an entire build, even in larger builds, but for whatever reason it was kind of bothering me here, and I think that's because the apartment is so like large, flat, and square. Maybe that's the reason, I'm not exactly sure, but adding the carpet in the bedrooms definitely I think looks a lot better, and this white carpet actually looks really good. Usually the carpet texture looks kind of strange, but in here I thought it looked really pretty. It looked clean and crisp and kind of new, so I definitely really liked that. And then here I am just decorating the master bedroom by adding a few items on the dresser. I have this 4-post bed that came from City Living. I think is so pretty, and the color scheme I thought was perfect for this apartment with the blue and the brown. I really like that. They also have a vanity in here, which I thought fit in here so nicely. They don't have their own like computer space. You could probably fit one in if you would like to. You could probably move the dresser or replace it for one if you would like. But now that we have laptops in game, I don't really worry about it too much, because I'm always like, well, they can just get a laptop and put it in their inventory and sit at the kitchen table and do all of the work that they need on a computer, which is really nice, because that way you don't have to make a designated office space in almost every single build. So I felt like that worked okay. But over here is, of course, their ensuite bathroom. This is a huge bathroom. I have a double sink in here. There's a stand-up shower and the corner jacuzzi tub. I think both of those came from Get Famous, if I remember correctly, and they looked so fancy. It's a really nice ensuite bathroom, so I really like the way that came together. Over here is going to be the kids' bedrooms. So I do one teen room and then a kids' room. The kids' room has 2 beds in it, so I imagine it was either some kids that shared a room or they have twins, something like that. You could probably even maybe fit 3 bedrooms over here. I didn't try to, but thinking about it now, you could probably squeeze one in. It might be a little bit small, but it could probably work because both of these bedrooms are kind of big, I think. But either way, I decided not to mess with it. Maybe another time if I decide to do this apartment again, I will see if I can fit more kids' bedrooms in here. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be a teenager's bedroom, and I definitely want to do a teen's room because I was going to do one a couple videos ago, and then I changed my mind when I started decorating it. So I definitely wanted to make sure I did a teen's room in this apartment. And for them, I didn't go with a personality necessarily. I just put certain items around that I thought looked good together. I add some musical equipment. They have some school projects. They have that adorable robot on their computer desk. That item is so cute. And they also have this circuitry kit that we got with the latest update, and I think that looks really nice. They already switched up this bed. I was trying to use that other bed that came from Vintage Glamour. I thought that maybe this could be kind of a fancy teens bed, but yeah, I decided that it looked kind of out of place, a little bit strange, and this bed that came from Cats and Dogs looks definitely a lot better as a teens bed in my opinion. So really like the way this looks, and here I'm just adding some statues, a lamp to the nightstand, some skateboards on the walls, and then I add a poster over here, and I think that's it for their room. And then this kids room I think is so fun. I put these two beds that I think came from kids room stuff, and so on the left side of the room, I was thinking this kid is more into nature, maybe sports too, I'm not exactly sure. And then the right side, they're into these void critters because I use this bed cover and I use some like posters and stuff that kind of go together. I don't know, I feel like these kids probably share a lot of the same interests, but I was trying to show some different personality on both sides of the room and add a mixture of different items that I thought was kind of fun. And I put this desk in here, and I do this thing with this bookcase that came from kids' room stuff. I've done it a bunch of different times where I merge this table into it and I make a computer desk out of it, and I put two chairs next to each other, and I thought that was so adorable because I can just imagine, you know, some twins sitting there doing their homework together or writing in their journals or something, and I think that's so cute. So I do end up moving these bear chairs and I put that here. The bear chairs are really cute. I do like doing that whenever I have like twins room, is like putting two chairs next to each other. I can also imagine them like sitting there reading together. I think that's also really adorable, but I decided to do this instead, and I love the way it looks. This bookcase won't work, by the way, so you'll have to use another bookcase in the build. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I kind of think about it as like its own furniture piece, and I do it basically for looks, and I think it looks really nice. But here I'm just adding a few items to their desk. I love that lava lamp. Whenever I can use it, I absolutely have to, and I really like it. Here I'm just adding some more items to this table in between their beds, and then I add a few decorations to the shelves above their bed, and maybe a few more posters. But I think this is basically it for the build, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the screenshots. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please leave any comments or suggestions that you have, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!
Could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone, I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things you took from